Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, Kimberly Adams. Welcome to stream. Also, thank you for following. Okay. I thought I set up the game. I think it's loading. Okay. Uh, welcome to my playthrough. Okay. So today I'm gonna be playing two games. Today one of them is this one called The Gardener. Oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing today? I haven't had like a busy day, but I'm actually kind of like excited to play these the games I'm gonna be playing today. So this is The Gardener. There are some content warnings for this. I'll say those first. Um, there is death, transphobia, vague horror elements, and they put monster at the end. By the way, this game is going to be talk about trans grief and a monster you must reckon with. Okay. I don't know what that is, but honestly, the music for this game sounds really good, and I think this was for also a game jam on itch.io. I believe also it might have been also for a queer game jam. And another fun fact I found out, I played one of well, actually the writer of this story is E.L. Sonder, which I've actually played their game before last week, The Hand of God. So, and I really like their storytelling, so I'm actually really excited how this is gonna go. For some reason, like this this game looks fine on stream, but it's kind of stuck on my screen. Like on my computer, it's like stuck for some reason. I can't move the game. I don't know why, but as long as it looks fine on stream, I'm hoping it's like that's okay. I just hope like nothing is cut out from my side when I play this, but let's just get started. Also, let me lower, actually increase the sound of this. It was actually pretty loud when I first started, but let's do this. Okay. You weren't followed to go to his funeral. They said you were a bad influence. Doesn't matter that you made him laugh. Doesn't matter what he wrote you onto his fucking suicide note. It wasn't a will, it doesn't count. All you've got is the vodka you were saving for when he finally moved out of his parents' house, the memory of his laughter and his gravestone, a dull gray rock in front of you. Your thoughts swirl strangely in your head, stagnant and disconnected from yourself. Your body is somewhere beneath the water, floating like a pond scum. Oh, there's like sound effects, okay. Oh, wait, I skipped that. Can I go back? Oh, never mind. Okay, it doesn't have that scroll, that mechanic where, like, in visual novels you can go back. At least it keeps you warm. How long have you been sitting here for? Long enough. If the pain in your legs is an indication. Oh, is that a blade? Oh, wow. Your hands hurt too, from clenching something tightly, enough to mold impressions in your palms. The pocket knife. He gave it to you years ago, when he was still passionate enough to be afraid of the world, and the hurt it could be to the both of you. You've only ever used it to open up packages before, the blade dulled from tape and plastic and cardboard. Dull enough that you can run your finger over the blade and not get cut, a strange soothing motion you make before pocketing it. You go to push off the ground, to at least roll to your knees, even if you can't leave yet, fingers combing the cold rush of grimy spring grass. When the sound stops you, is that thunder? But it's not supposed to rain today. You hear the sound again, the rumble of thunder, the crack of two rocks against each other. Except it's close. Too close. Fuck. You look up. Hello? Oh, hi. Teeth. Yo, I love teeth. There's something approaching, growing, no, writhing towards you. When you squint to try and make sense of what you are seeing, your vision goes static, as though you're just about to faint. After a blink, the static clears. The gardener. but you can't say it. You can't hold him in your brain. He's the thing you do not talk about, the scream trapped in the back of your throat. The fear from his appearance fizzles away quickly, and the overwhelming numbness settles back in. You swallow as he reaches for your friend's grave, and your voice is husky when you manage to speak. You've got blood on your hands. It is the only part of the monster that you can see clearly, stark and sharp against the static of the rest of him. Except the blood looks old. It flakes off his hands like ashes. The gardener goes to touch the gravestone, and you lurch forward to push his hand away, throwing your whole weight against it. His skin is burning cold. Don't touch that. The gardener pulls his hand back, and his face creaks as he turns to you. He opens his mouth as you realize the thunder, the avalanche of sound from before was his voice. Oh man. That's the gardener sound. The gravestone is hateful to you, is it not? I don't think I'm gonna try doing a low voice. I'm pretty bad with low voices. Your throat is tight. Yeah. You want the gravestone gone, but you want to turn it asunder. Ground to rubble, but you don't want him to touch it either, and you don't know why. He breathes hard, and you realize you're breathing harder. The gardener trails his gaze slowly from the gravestone to you. The scream in your throat loosens, and when you speak it is loud and rough and wet. They buried him with the wrong clothes. And with the wrong name. So, I'm wondering, who's the person to, like, the right? Is that us, or is that him that we're talking about? They buried him a stranger. You remember the peek you got at the funeral. Through the fence from far away, him in that horrible dress and ballet flats, flinching every time they said the wrong name. The wrong name that's etched forever onto his gravestone. You're crying. The gardener lets you. No, but only for a moment. He puts his hand on your shoulder, and you feel it, tendrils that want to grow and grow out of you until you're nothing but plant food. His chest is strong and heaving, blood flakes onto your clothes. There is work to be done. Blood? What are we gonna do? What was he like? So kind, bit of a jerk, just who your friend was. Can we save? There's no save option. Okay. I guess we'll just ball. Okay. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. No, I want to remember him, like, fondly. Oh, what is this? He was so kind. He took care of people, bought me my first chest binder, was always building people up. Didn't make it every event, but was there when it mattered. Hi Kylo, welcome to stream! We're playing a game called The Gardener. For a single moment, you managed to get your head above the water and breathe. He was my friend, and I loved him, and they buried him a stranger. The numbness slams over you again like a wave as you watch the monster consider this. You feel the gardener squeeze, thumbs digging into your skin as he pulls you to your feet. They burn from hours of sitting motionless, and the flaming prickle flashes through your whole body, a sudden flare of rage that threatens to consume you. The gardener breathes in, out, and on the exhale, you can taste his breath, rot and decay, an aftertaste of the flowers and petrichor that coats the back of your throat. And where, little one, was the rage I smell on you now, earlier? Where was the rage when your friend's box hit the dirt, when they spoke aloud that lie? Where was it, when they planted in this gloomy dirt the rock that bears the evil of an old, dead name? You bristle. This fucking asshole. You clench your fists again, harder, hoping your fingernails will leave an imprint in your skin, white crescents that you can look on and remember all the emotions of this moment. The rage rolls through you, and you feel the gardener within you once more, the tendrils bloody and boiling under your skin. Well... Your head bows, submitting to the shame of his gaze. The blood on his hands looks so dark as the dirt beneath your feet. The rage smothers out as quickly as it came. It's just there was no point, was there? You remember this rage that knifed through you before the numbness set in, something primal and violent and anger bigger than you. You'd wanted to bite and tear, to destroy, to take the dull knife and press it to a throat, and enact the same violence on his parents that had enacted on it. They had enacted on him. But the great yawning void of helplessness and swallowed your rage, smothering you. It was the same as it always was. Logic, emotion, patience. Nothing ever changed the minds of those who hated. Your rage was an animal, and if harnessed, you could have put it to great use. But what was the point in the face of the overwhelming apathy of the universe, and the sheer, uncaring, helpless void of humanity? Shall I help you then? He releases you, on the spot where his fingers press stitches with cold. When you do not answer right away, the gardener makes that sound again, the rumble of stones from deep in his throat that sends you wincing. You drew him here, and he will not leave unless you bid him to. Your voice is scratchy and low. Please help me. The gardener nods, just once, and something inside of you thrums. He walks towards the grave. This time, you don't stop the gardener when he reaches red-caked hands to the gravestone. The flakes fall off, swirling like soot as he brushes his fingers across the cursed rock. Over the name etched there, he places a hand on its edge, looks at you, and smiles with too many teeth. It seems to happen all at once. The gravestone shattering the dust under the gardener's grip. The ground rolling, heaving beneath your feet, clumps of dirt raining down on you as the earth itself bubbles up, and the groaning of wood filling the air. Then all is still. You rub the dirt out of your eyes, blinking. When you look, the gardener is kneeling in front of you, reaching down to the same thing you should have done from the very beginning, saving your friends. This gravestone is obliterated, and all that remains of the grave itself is a yawning hole in the ground surrounded by splinters of coffin wood. The guilt inside of you is quiet, a whisper, because at the least now something is being done. There's another guilt there, though, layered underneath, one beaten into the fabric of your morals from life in polite society. It is a sin to disturb the dead. It isn't actually grave robbing, you justify it to yourself. After all, the grave would have to belong to your friend for it to be robbery, and the name there was not his own. Held in the arms of the gardener, your friend is tucked away, face concealed. You're grateful. Hidden, you can't see the condemnation that might be looking back. Somewhere on the surface of your mind, you know he would never hate you, no matter that you couldn't save him on your own. But underwater, drowning, you can only breathe in guilt and shame. Come. And then, without another word, he unfolds himself, taking to the forest nearby with long strides. You stumble when you try to follow. By the time you've picked yourself up off the grass, the gardener is a dozen feet ahead of you. His broad back bent as he cradles your friend. All you can see of your friend is his legs cover over the two long arms of the monster, and the hem of that dress his parents stuffed him in, the ballet flats on his feet threatening to fall off. They're too small for him. Even they must have known he didn't want them. The trees of the forest look ready to swallow the two of them, and you nearly slide on the wet grass as you rush to catch up. You won't let your friend down again, won't let him be taken from your side by someone else. The anger swells up in you again, blazing from a spark that you didn't realize was still smoldering. When you try to call out the gardener, your voice is low. Hey! The gardener doesn't acknowledge you, striding firm and purposeful through the trees. You try to think as you walk beside him. For the moment, the scream trapped in your throat is silent. Where did he come from? Why help you? How do you know him? The places where the gardener steps leave little graves, tiny ecosystems, dints of mud and sod that are yet warm when you step in them. The footprints rot and bloom in rapid succession. When you step in one, following him exactly, they match yours. The gardener, so tall with arms too long and hands covered in blood, bent over your friend, has the same boot size as you. Oh. For you are he, and he is you. Oh, this monster you have summoned with your rage and grief. But you don't have time for that realization, because you have arrived at the clearing between the forest and the sea. There's an old tree there, collapsed on its side, so wet with rot you can feel it in the air. You can almost pull the moss and mold deep into your lungs, allowing it to grow there. The gardener lays your friend down on the flattest section of the tree, a spot where soft green shoots are just beginning their life. The silence falls heavy again, like it did at the graveyard, the overwhelming helplessness that threatens to creep back and to smother the soft flame of your rage. A sudden push against your back by the gardener, like a draft of cold air, stumbles you forward, and it's all the fire inside of you needs. It will burn away the damnable stress. You'll erase all traces of the pain your friend's family inflicted on him, even in death. You can't bury him like this. The gardener chuckles. In what way would you bury him then? He's suit and tie, he's work uniform, he's hockey jersey. You would bury him in. What would he like? I mean, I'm not getting. I don't know if he like. Let's do this. He's hockey jersey. You always made fun of him for picking the most loser team in the league. He'd remind you with a chuckle that we were losers too. He played on the weekends with some guys who didn't know who he was. One of those beer league teams where the jersey you wore never really mattered after all. Your face is wet and you don't remember when you started crying. Can you see it? You can. You imagine burning the dress, imagine tearing it to shreds with your own two hands, drinking the vodka with him and laughing. It chokes your throat, makes your eyes flood with tears. And in a blink, the gardener grants you the gift of the vision. The dress burns up, leaving your friend clothed in his attire of choice, and you watch the ashes rise away. Hold on, I gotta drink some water. You know what to do next, without any prompting. Observe him stoically, take his hand, speak quietly. I don't want to take his hand because he's like rotting, right? Nah. Speak quietly. How do you warn him? Okay. You speak quietly, sobbing into your hands. The gardener hums, his voice soft thunder, a gentle company to your whispered grief. When it is finished, when your sniffling stops and your hands are shaking with all your grief, the gardener pulls you back into reality. He stands before you again, body lean with violence, the old blood on his hands bright and fresh and new, as red as the sunrise. With a heavy thump, a pain echoes through your whole body, and he thrusts a shovel into your hands. With a monstrous gruffness, he demands, dig. This is your punishment. Oh, punishment! Your penance. Okay, that's the only option we have. The ground underneath you is hard. Only lighty damp, not the soft wet of the graveyard. Okay, so I guess we dig. Oh, I didn't realize the settings is up here. I can't see it on my side. I don't know why. Okay. Hold on. I'm actually looking at my stream right now. It looks way different from what I'm seeing. The first stroke of the shovel into the ground is awful, the point clinging against the packed dirt, a painful ripple rolling up your arms and back. You press the shovel in again, using all your weight, and slowly, inch by painful inch, cut through the ground. The silver of dirt you pull up hardly matches the amount of effort you put in. Hold on, I know, like, I'm noticing you guys can't see the text on my side. Maybe I need to move the game. Or, you know, I'll just move my model. Hold on. Let's see. There you go. Okay. So you guys can see the text. I'll be right here. Yay! Yeah, this should be good. Okay. You press the shovel in again, using all your weight, and slowly, inch by painful inch, cut through the ground. The silver liver of dirt you pull up hardly matches the amount of effort you put in. You look up. The gardener glares back, and you know with the gut-deep certainty, you cannot leave until you're done. You chose this. You must dig. You cut into the ground again, and again, and again, until your back is soaked with sweat and your arms are practically numb. They feel longer, too long. Your friend waits on the tree, and you dig for him. When you try to stop, to take a moment's break, the world rolls and you grow dizzy until you press the shovel into the dirt again. The wind roars, the gardener howls. Dig. Okay, jeez. Are you even gonna help me, my guy? Oh god, the breathing. You dig until your back burns, until your hands are blistering. You have blood on your hands just as the monster did. Every time you try to stop, the dizziness comes back, worse and worse each time, until your shovel is back in the ground. The rage is back in your gut, resounding through your limbs with every backswing of your shovel. You swear you hear your friend laughing madly at you, gleeful at your punishment. When you look up, back bent over your shovel, the hole down to your thighs, you catch the gaze of the gardener, watchful and present. The gardener growls, roaring like thunder, jolting you back to digging. Okay, I know I need to dig. You dig 6 feet deep until time has lost any meaning, until blood is pounding in your ears and salty sweat stings your eyes and bloody hands, and yet still you dig. Are we burying ourselves alive? This is what I'm thinking, like, we're digging too deep. We're digging too deep for this. Your skin feels too tight. There's static in your mind, coursing into your body. You feel your edges become static. You dig and dig and dig. The gardener is screaming, and the scream in your own throat finally escapes, and your shovel pierces the dirt over and over and over. Dig, 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 the sound like a song, a rhythm, a dirge to your rage. Your dead friend, and all the hopelessness and injustice in this world. Dig, dig, dig. The gardener screams, and you scream, until the world goes dark. Is that it? Okay. Oh, okay. I just had to press it again. When you wake up again, you're on your back, staring up at the sky. And when you sit up, your friend is buried again. The soil fresh in their new grave in this clearing near the forest. A tree just beginning to sprout there. Something in the world writes, "Oh, I understand now." And it's like you can breathe again for the first time in days. Like you've come up from under the water and your thoughts are your own. The scream in your throat is gone, resting with your friends. I hope you're at peace now. Properly. Please rest, my dear friends. You look around for the monster of your nightmares. There are footprints leading away from you, looking little dints in the grass, newly dead, and yet newly blooming, leading towards the forest edge where trees drop away to sea. You look below, to the rocky shore. All that's left of the gardener is the sight of his back, retreating into the wine-dark sea. Oh, is it? Let's click again. Oh, it's done. Okay, this was a bit longer than I remember. Like, than the last game. I mean, the last visual novel book. Like, besides the Cove game. Look, it's Eel Sonder. Okay. So I think this game doesn't have any other endings. I think it's a straightforward one ending. Also, I like that. Okay, like, first off, I really like the UI. I loved, like, the music, the story was really good, like, how detailed it was as well. And just, like, the image is, the art is really good here, too. Like, really good, like, short story. And also, like, I'm assuming the gardener was, like, our guild, or it seemed like our guild, because, like, the gardener, like, told us to do this thing even though it hurts, like, bury our friend, because whether, like, I'm not really sure if we did something bad to our friend, whether we did or not, but, like, we probably felt guilt because of, like, where he was, like, buried. Right, because, like, he didn't have, like, the proper burial that he wanted at all. This game definitely is, like, I mean, it has it in the game page where it's, like, talks about, like, trans related stuff, which I'm personally am not very knowledgeable of. I'm not gonna pretend I'm knowledgeable about this stuff, but it would definitely, like, the game definitely had, like, was, like, pretty straightforward of what, like, the story was talking about. So, like, I got the idea even without, like looking at the details, like, of, like, the game, on the page, but, well, I mean, I didn't see it on the content warnings, but, like, I didn't really know, like, how they were gonna talk about it, but I think it did a really good job, especially for a short game. Even though it's, like, I guess, like, I wish there was more context of maybe, like, did we actually do something wrong with our friend, or, like, we didn't. It's just, like, guilt. We feel, like, we actually, like, we either didn't do anything wrong, like, in reality, but we just felt guilt because of how his burial was, like, he didn't get, like, the exact burial he wanted. Even his parents didn't really respect, like, what he wanted for his burial. So we gave him a different burial so we can, like, get rid of the guilt, you know. Or it could have been, like, this similar thing to what I said before, but we did actually do something wrong with him. But like, again, this is a short game, and it's supposed to be, like, this is for a game jam for, like, I don't know how many minutes it was supposed to be for this game, but, like, it's I still think it did a really good job with the story. I really like this was a really good, like, well done game. Like, honestly, there's, like, a lot of things good about this. I think the only, like, this is, like, I don't think this is, like, the fault of, like, who made the game, but, like, I think it's just, like, there's something wrong with, like, me moving the game on my computer. Like, I think maybe it's just, like, okay, there's something wrong with the application. Why can't I move it? Why is it stuck on the corner of my screen? Which isn't, like, a main problem, right? I think this is just a computer problem. But yeah, overall, I really like this game. It was a pretty good game.